Welcome back to Terrier Table Talk. We will be continuing our Expect Respect lessons for Bullying Prevention Month. On today's podcast, we will be focusing on how to seek support. Miss Gunn, will you start us off?
Sure thing. So today we have 4 students that are a part of the Student Voice team with us. Mr. Phelps, would you like to get started with today's discussion?
Of course. At what point should you seek support?
I honestly think that I should seek support when it comes down to when you consciously know whether they are bullying you or not. You can clearly see that they are making fun of you or they are telling other friends to exclude you from certain things, and you can just honestly tell yourself that they are in fact doing this. Whether you want to admit it or not, you can clearly see that it is time to tell somebody.
When you feel unsafe.
When it escalates more than you're comfortable with.
Okay. So what do you mean by comfortable with? Can you elaborate on that?
Like, if it's to a point where it's not just fun and games, it's actually hurting your feelings emotionally or physically.
Okay.
Hurting you.
All right. So we're going to get you guys to think a little bit.
Okay, guys. If a friend, someone you don't know, or if you are being bullied, I want you to come up with 4 adults at school you can report to. Student A?
Well, I don't know if I can mention the names of these said teachers, but I would like to list off the reasons why I would go to them. I would go to these teachers just in case, the reason I would trust a teacher is if I know that they're kind of cool in a way, and I know that they're never supposed to be your friend, but you can just kind of feel like, hey, there's a little bit of a friendship and nobody talks about it. I feel like I can go to that teacher. I feel like I can be comfortable with telling them hey, I'm in an awkward position and I'm in an uncomfortable position and I don't like it, so what can you do to help me out?
I feel like a teacher that I not only respect, but I know that they respect me and my well-being is somebody I can go to.
Okay. Anybody else?
Like student A said, I think it should, even though you're not supposed to have a friendship with a teacher, they're there, even if you like it or not,
Right.
and you feel comfortable talking to these people, and they do actually care about your well-being and how you're feeling for the day.
Okay.
So, has there ever been a point in the last 3 or 4 years that you guys have been at school that you have gone to a teacher and shared something that was going on? And how was that experience for you?
I couldn't say I've ever had an experience like that, but I've certainly known people who have tried to go to the teachers, and sometimes it's panned out, sometimes it hasn't, but for the most part it has panned out. But sometimes students get into their mindset that I can go to the teacher about anything, and while that is true in most cases, there are just some small matters that a teacher should not be having to deal with, and that's when they're not going to help you. They're going to say, hey, you have to figure this out on your own, and I completely agree with that. But if it is obviously something that is an issue or something that could affect your day-to-day school life, then I would certainly go and tell a teacher about that.
Good answer.
Thank you. Student name, killing it.
Sponsor him.
Student C, do you have anything to add? Okay, we're going to move on here. So what if someone is feeling too upset or nervous to make a report? Can you think of ways to help them?
Maybe you can, maybe talk to a friend first, and they can come and help you get through it, and then until you're well enough to go talk to a teacher or a trusted adult.
Okay.
I think us as students need to observe the school and what's going on. And if we do see a situation and we can tell that they're maybe uncomfortable to do anything about it or that they don't know what to do about it, that's when we can step in as students and as leaders of our student body and be like, I'm going to make a change in what's happening here.
Okay.
And another thing I think that we can do as a school is, I already think we have it, but an anonymous reporting thing, I think we already have that in our school.
Yes.
You can go on Blackboard.
Student A.
you can go onto Blackboard and you can just talk about your problems and you can say who they're with, but you don't necessarily have to mention yourself. And I feel like that has been such a great system that has been implemented in our school, and I feel like it's made our school a lot better than what it could have been without this.
Do you feel comfortable going with your friend to talk to a counselor or a teacher?
Depends on the situation.
Like, would you go with them?
I would go with them, yes, if they wanted me there.
100%. 100%.
100%.
I feel like if I was in the position where I had to tell a teacher, I feel like I would not want a friend there, just because I feel like that'd be embarrassing for me. I think it's embarrassing enough for me to go and tell a teacher about it, because that's just the type of person I am.
Mm-hmm.
But if somebody asked the same of me, if they asked me to be there for them, I would clearly be there 100% of the time.
It's whatever you prefer.
So if
Yeah.
your friend was struggling with bullying, and let's say I'm your friend and I'm being bullied and I come to you and I don't know what to do you think you would suggest like, hey, let's go see your counselor, let's go talk to somebody about it? Do you think you would do that?
I would definitely tell them to talk to somebody about it, and I feel like I should give them the choice to talk to somebody about it. But I mean, clearly, if it goes on for a month and a half or so, I feel like there needs to be a point where it's just like, hey, I'm gonna go tell them. You can either come with me or not. And there's a point where they have to choose for themselves what they want. But then, if
You
it
have a
clearly,
responsibility.
yeah, you have the responsibility to tell somebody for them.
Okay.
Agree with
You've
that.
been told something.
Anything else you guys want to add?
Expect respect and be kind.
Be safe.
Be respectful.
Yes, sir.
So, our last question for you all is, so we are going to look at the perspective of the bully. So, can you think of some strategies you can use to interrupt the bully's behavior if you see someone getting bullied?
I've got one for you, sister. Okay. You're going to get up right in that bully's face. You're going to go, stop! Put the hand out, and that is exactly what you're going to do. Stops them every single time, at least in my experience.
Okay.
But
And
first, you just need to come up to them and try to reason with them. Be like, hey, can we talk this through? Like, I want to tell you how you make me feel when you act like this towards me, when you have these actions, whatever they may be.
Mm-hmm.
And if they persist, that's when you're like,
Stop!
Okay.
And you stop.
And you make sure you get that hand in front of you,
Yeah.
right in front of their face.
Good visual.
Have you ever really done that? Since
Yes,
you
I
have.
have.
And you feel like it worked?
Oh, 100% of the time.
Okay.
Every single time I've tried it, which is 2 times.
That's awesome.
Thank
I'm
you.
glad you had that experience where it worked out for you.
I don't know
What
if
if
they were
it
necessarily
doesn't?
bullies, but it worked.
But what if it doesn't work?
Well, then you're going to run away.
That's when you go to a teacher.
So that's when you'll go to a teacher. Okay, or someone you trust.
Or someone you
Because
trust.
sometimes you're not in school and it happens outside of school. So what
Yeah.
would you do in that situation?
Stop, run, police. No,
In
all-
that order.
In all seriousness, though, if somebody was bullying me outside of school, I would most likely try and get away from that situation as comfortably as I can, and then I would inform somebody about it, whether that be the police or an adult or somebody just near you that you looks like you can trust them. Like, let's say it was out in the cafe. I would probably go to like a nearest adult, or I would go to somebody working there to just talk to them, like, hey, can we please escort them out? This is making me uncomfortable. And hopefully they would do it.
You need to really, in real life situations, you just have to use your gut and know when in a situation you're not okay, and then whether you need to handle it or whether you need help handling it. And who that may be is just kind of your choice.
Okay.
And who you're comfortable with.
Do you feel like you're comfortable enough to talk to your parents about this?
I feel like I am, and I hope that others are too, but not everyone is as fortunate.
Mm-hmm. So it's good that they have other options besides their parents.
You have
Yeah.
lots of people on your
Yeah.
side.
So hopefully this gets people thinking of a trusted adult that they can come to. So like student A mentioned, we do have an anonymous reporting line called Speak Up. You guys get emails from them once a month.
Once a
Mhm.
month.
So yes, that poster is around our school. It's on our counseling website. It's on Blackboard. We have our counselor request form. But did you know that we also had a bully contact here at the school if something happens?
We did not know that. I didn't know that.
I didn't know that.
Oh,
Mhm.
yes.
You learn
Mhm.
something new every day.
So what is this
Yeah.
bully contact?
Sure do.
So,
Miss Cook.
Oh,
yes,
God.
Miss Cook is our school bully contact.
Oh, if I see.
She is our bully contact.
So if you guys have any concerns, you can go to her. But we want to thank you all for coming today and being our guests.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Is there anything
Such
else
a
you'd like
great
to
group.
share, or any tips or anything for your fellow classmates?
One thing not to do is when you feel like you're being pressured or something went into a bad situation, you should definitely never gang up on somebody. You should never get a bunch of your friends together and see them in the bathroom. That's something that you shouldn't do. And it's just, there's just a lot of bad situations that come out of that, and some people get seriously, seriously hurt from those incidents.
I'd say have grace on people and use your mind and just really think about how others are feeling deep down and how other situations make you feel. They make others feel the same way. So keep that in mind.
Good job.
Thank
Shouldn't
you
be.
all.
Very good.
Thank you
you.
guys for joining us for Chair Your Table Talk.
Woo!